When you interview job candidates, consider using behavioral questions. What I mean by that is asking them to give you an example of a time that demonstrates that they have quality X, Y, or Z. I once asked a candidate in a job interview to give me an example that demonstrated her ability to organize herself in order to achieve a goal. She said, "I'm doing it right now." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I have 4 job interviews today and I lined them up and planned out the entire transit route to make sure I got to each one of them 10 minutes early." She wasn't making that up. We hired her and she ended up being a fantastic sales professional. If you're not fully convinced by the answer they give you, ask probing questions. Ask them for what the result was. Ask them what they would have done differently, or even ask them for additional examples. Keep asking those follow-up questions until you feel confident that they actually possess those qualities and they're not just giving you rehearsed answers. In another interview for the same position, we asked the candidate to give us an example that demonstrated his commitment to continuously developing himself. He really struggled to answer that question and eventually mumbled something about reading some books. When we asked him what books he had read, he could barely even recall the names of them. We had to actually feed it to him. We said, "Do you mean the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's the one." And then we started asking him probing questions like, "What was your favorite part? What were some of the key takeaways? How has it benefited you?" And he just couldn't answer. Eventually, it became really clear that he never actually even read the book, which was really embarrassing. We felt sorry for him, but unfortunately he wasn't the right candidate for the job. There's no perfect way to interview, and no interview is going to guarantee that you're going to get a perfect hire. However, incorporating behavioral questions is going to dramatically improve the quality of the hires you make. If recruiting is a struggle for you, send me a message, and I and the team that I personally hired, train, coach, mentor, and lead would be happy to help you out.